Hello and welcome to another episode of the very slightly newly named You're the Ref. You are both the ref, Craig and Charlie, and today you are going to prove that by going through 3 controversial refereeing scenarios relating to a footballing personality from 2010-ish, and you are going to tell me what you would do if you were the referee. So obviously these are all endorsed answers by referee extraordinaire Keith Hackett. No comment, Craig. You cannot. That's fine. You can do whatever you want. Obviously, off the back of our resounding success in video with Manuel Almunia last week, we are moving on to someone a bit of a bigger name this week that will probably cheer Craig up a little.
Well, that'd be good.
You have both asked for controversy because you said the last one was a bit too plain.
It creates catch.
It does. So I have picked a name which should be controversial. I haven't looked at the scenarios, but if the name doesn't produce controversy, then we're blaming Keith and Paul, I'm afraid.
Right.
I bet it's Lee Catamol.
It's not Lee Catamol. But first, Craig, you've missed one question that you normally ask me.
Who signed the book?
That's the question. The book is not sponsored, but it is in fact signed by Howard Webb, the World Cup final referee of 2010.
Can we? Now we're actually doing this on camera via Skype. Can we actually see the autograph by Howard Webb?
Yes, we can. Would you
save it for the end? Save it for the end. That's the money shot.
Okay. So if you watch till the end, you will see Howard Webb.
We are telling the truth. He did sign the book.
And he has written that he's the World Cup final
I think, ironically, it was also signed by our very good friend, Mr. Peter Paul Trevelyan. I think it's actually signed by him as well, but have a check. I'm sure it is.
I think he might want to sue you for calling him a very good friend.
But he's not a good friend.
Go on, Dan. Right, go for it. Keith Hackett called me an idiot this week. That was an update on that.
Well done. Okay, we are going to move on to the 3 scenarios relating to a very controversial man. And that man is none other than Manchester United legend Roy Keane.
Oh, okay.
So these should be...
I expect tough questions now.
They should be about dirty tackles. They should be about gamesmanship. They should be about gritty determination. So let's see if they are. Number 1. During a penalty shootout, why we started here, I have no idea. One of the players badly scuffs a shot, which hits the post. Okay? He turns away in disgust and fails to notice that the hapless goalkeeper has dived the same way. As the ball bounces off the upright, it hits the keeper on his back and goes in. What do you give?
Give the goal.
Surely.
Give the goal.
This is going to be a long episode, isn't it?
No, but what's wrong with that? Just because he's turned away doesn't mean the ball's dead, does it?
I've just got to say, it's the shortest answer in the book.
Well, there you go. Goal. Simple as.
Well, I can't see. I'm just going to talk it through for the effect of making this episode the usual 10 to 15 minutes.
Yeah.
No, but on a serious note, if the ball stopped, and then I suppose the more tricky scenario would have been if the ball had hit the post, stopped dead, and then the goalkeeper kicked it in a penalty shootout.
Yeah.
But then that would be the ball's not stopped dead, but if the ball's still moving and it hits the goalkeeper, surely it's just a goal. Obviously in the shootout.
Yeah.
While we're there, though, what do you think happens if the goalkeeper kicks the ball in after it stopped moving?
Well, that's just stupidity. I don't know why we.
Well, stupidity, yeah. I suppose.
Kick it anywhere. Kick it to stand.
I think we should be writing the questions, not Keith Hackett. But anyway, yeah, go on.
Keith, this is level 1 basics.
Right, go for it, Dan.
Your game.
You're both in very clear agreement here.
It's definitely a goal. Has to be.
Can we ask what it's got to do with Roy Keane?
Zilch.
I don't think I've ever seen him take a penalty.
No, I don't know. The only shootout he possibly would have been involved in a high profile, he wasn't involved in the squad because it was Republic of Ireland in the World Cup 2002.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
Was there an FA Cup final or Charity Shield?
Yeah, I was going to say FA Cup 2005, Maynard Arsenal.
I doubt he'd have taken a penalty, not with the players they had.
Well, I don't know, to be honest. I can't remember. Well, Arsenal won 5-4, Scholes missed. But
yeah,
I don't know if he took one.
I wouldn't have thought so.
Well, if he did, he probably scored. If he didn't, we all know who missed. That was Paul Scholes.
Thank you for that incredible insight, Craig. So let's go ahead to the answer. Okay, the answer is it's a goal. You're both correct. You have to wait for the ball to finish its course before making a decision. Here, the ball clearly hit the upright, then the keeper then went in. The ball had not finished on its course. So that probably answers your other question as well. If the ball stops and then the goalkeeper just boots it in, the ball has already stopped on its course. So that's probably answered. So
when do you know it's actually stopped? Because the goalkeeper,
when it's not moving anymore.
Yeah, but the thing is, a goalkeeper. No, think about it. Goalkeeper can, like, for example, say it's gone high in the air. Obviously, he hit his knee. I mean, do you remember Mark Tyler's save for Luton against Wimbledon?
Yeah.
Obviously, the ball spun up because he hit his knee, spun up, and he's caught up and caught it. And then what if he kicks it in after like volleys it off its out of his hands? Is that technically still moving, or is that technically dead?
I think common sense would apply there.
But this is Keith Hackett.
Moving on before another lawsuit arrives.
Thankfully, that wasn't the question. On to number 2. And this one, again, not quite sure why it's Roy Keane related. I'm a little bit disappointed by that stat so far. In a non-league game, a desperate defender blocks the ball on the goal line with his hand. I'm sure it's a position one of you two have been in at some point.
I'm pretty sure
Right.
Charlie's done this many times.
I have, yes, and then feigned injury, but go on.
I don't think it's desperation. I think it's just stupidity in his take.
More in my case, being out of position. But anyway, go on.
But either way, the desperate defender has blocked the ball on the goal line with his hand, but the ball dropped at the feet of an attacker just inches away from the empty net. You delay blowing your whistle to allow him to score, as any sensible referee would, of course. But instead, the striker picks the ball up himself and shouts, give a penalty and send him off too. We'd rather play against 10. What do you do, referees?
Well, I've heard someone say that before on Pro though. Many don't totally. To be honest, well, we've had this similar sort of question a few weeks ago with the free kick outside of
yeah.
So technically, if he's done it because he wants there is an advantage, but you could give the penalty and the red card because it's denying the goal scoring opportunity and deliberate handball. That's the two options you can have. But and then if he picks up, then referee's got no other choice. If he's not waived on the advantage, which he won't in a split second, you have to give the penalty. And
I'm expecting a scolding from Keith Hackett though in the answer. We're going to get told off on this one.
It's quite long.
Oh.
I to a point I agree with you, Craig. But if he can claim he's played advantage, can he then blow up for the penalty? But then the reason that it's not been advantage is because the striker's picked it up.
But
why? A ridiculous situation.
To be honest, if I was a striker, you just put the ball in the bloody net and claim the goal.
Well, that's the thing. And I'm sure that's quite instinctive. You've got to be a fairly cold, calm, calculated person a yard away from goal to pick the ball up instead of tapping it in. But alas, we're in this situation.
It's not identical.
Then again, could you obviously if the ball went into the net, can you still send off the player for have deliberate handball? But
no, I don't think you can because you haven't given a thing for the offence, have you? Like a sanction.
I know it's not identical, but this is relatively similar. Take away the goal line defending. This is quite similar to the situation in the Champions League final with the red card 10 men thing to the Arsenal final in 2006.
Oh
Sending off
yeah.
And let the goal go.
But then again, the same thing. Like I think a couple of seasons ago, Newcastle Liverpool. I think Trent Alexander-Arnold handballed it on the line, but then they actually scored from it. But Trent didn't get sent off for it. So
the tricky one.
What are you going for, Craig? You're saying penalty and
goal. Hang on. Charlie, you always do this. You go first. Stop giving yourself thinking time.
No. I was going to just go for the opposite of him in the interest of making. I think. Do you know what? It's tough because I honestly think I reckon what's going to happen. Okay, here we go. I'm putting my answer on the table now. We're going to get told off by Keith because we shouldn't have delayed our blowing of a whistle. But I reckon, unfortunately, because we didn't play advantage and the strikers picked the ball up, I'm controversially going to say it's actually a free kick to the defending team because of inept refereeing by us. But it should have been a penalty and a sending off.
Okay.
Honest, I can understand your point, to be honest, because you could just give it the other way, but then you're not actually penalising the first.
My argument to that is that I played advantage wrongfully. Played advantage,
the
striker wasted it by picking it up. That's my rationale. I think I'm probably wrong.
What was the bit of the question? Like, was there a split second decision, or was he like the?
He said delayed it.
Was the attacker a yard away from the player, or was he?
You delay blowing your whistle to allow the striker to score.
And the striker could have a bit of work to do. He might have to bring it down.
That's changed. I tell you what, I actually agree with
that.
No, you have to give the original. You have to give the first decision is penalty and red card.
So Dan, we've got two answers at either end of the spectrum.
It's about bloody time that you two gave a different answer, can I just say? So, thank you, firstly, for finally providing some entertainment by going for something different. And I can confirm that the correct answer or the closest to the correct answer,
Oh no,
has
Keith.
gone to Craig.
Yeah.
Oh,
I can
Because
see how.
you are awarding a penalty and sending off the defender for denying a goal. However, you should also caution the attacker for unsporting behaviour.
Ooh.
This is your call, not his, says Keith. In a game that...
Did you just have a word with him?
No, because he's been unsporting, Craig. Something that doesn't bode well with you. I know you don't understand that concept, but still, this is what happens.
Yeah.
In a game that's all about goals being scored, handling the ball on the line is among the most serious offences, says Keith. It's not a situation where playing advantage makes sense. So you should have blown your whistle the moment the defender handled it.
I knew we were going to get told off.
Yes. Well, we did say this.
Can I just say, I honestly didn't think you could book him for unsporting behaviour.
Well, you can.
Because that's more of a
But
a moral issue, isn't it? Not finishing it and by picking it up. You know, like it was similar to that free kick one a few weeks ago. Where it was a bit like, you know, you might have, for argument's sake, David Beckham in your team. You know, obviously a specialist free kick taker. But is it unsporting to stop and say, I don't want the advantage because you've got a better chance of scoring from the free kick than what you have? But I suppose actually a yard from goal you haven't. You've got a much better chance of scoring there than what you have.
Yeah, that's as we said. I don't
penalty.
know why.
That's interesting. I've learned something new there. I honestly didn't think you could get done for that in that situation. I mean,
I think that's pretty sad, to be honest.
well, as I say, you've got to be the calmest player on the pitch, you know, to have thought of doing that in that split second. Everyone's natural instinct is to smash it in the net, surely. But there you go.
I think it's stupidity on the player for actually picking the ball up, and I think it's stupidity for a referee to go and book him and say it's unsporting. Just have a
I
word
agree with both of you.
Have a word with him. Go what Mike did, guys. I make the decision here. Tell him off. I wouldn't book him for it. That's just a waste of a tenner. For
the first time ever in this series, Craig Savage has tried to stop someone getting a yellow card.
Yeah, you're not the first. You're the first time. Get out, book him.
I would have said,
yeah, but Craig, it was a throw-in. No, I'm going to book him.
No, but I said send the player off, didn't I? I said send the player off, which is the right decision. But come on, what referee in our level of football, right, at grassroots, will go up to the player and book the attacker for saying send them off? Every player does. Are you going to book the manager for saying send them off, or are you going to book the bloody right back who's 60 yards away saying send them off? No, you know, poor.
So what we've learnt here, obviously something that the viewers will have learnt that me and Charlie knew a long time ago, is that Craig loves unsporting behaviour, whether it be a video game or real life. But we move on.
No, but
right, so you're 1-0 up, Craig. No, 2-1 up.
But I said that they should not get booked. Who aren't sporting?
No, I agree. So 2-1 to Craig. I need to level up today. Here we go.
And we finally go to one that links to Roy Keane slightly. So a defender.
Actually, then again, the last one could have been linked to Roy Keane, because if he did score, he would actually go and send the player off and got booked for unsporting behaviour.
Quite true. But on to number 3, Craig, and this one is much more related, because it's a defender already on a yellow card. We're in Roy Keane territory.
Oh dear.
Commits a reckless tackle in the area. We're still in Roy Keane territory. But the ball falls to a striker who has a clear chance to score, so you play on. So very similar to the last one here. The keeper dashes out, so the striker chips him, only for the defender of the original foul to race back and make a stunning goal line clearance.
Oh!
There's uproar, lads.
Oh,
absolute uproar. Again, I can't emphasise uproar enough. What do you do?
So the defender's made a reckless tackle, the referee's paid advantage.
But that defender has then stopped the goal going in.
I think, unfortunately...
I'm going to let you go.
No, go on. No. I think, unfortunately, you've cocked up a bit. But if you've played advantage, and albeit that the defender has made a goal-saving clearance, I think, unfortunately, you have to suck up on this and take a bit of flack. But you can't bring it back after that. Not if he's through, tried to score. So I'm just going to say no action. I don't think you can do anything. I think we've cocked up here, but I think there's no action.
Craig?
I totally disagree.
Right.
Good. And that's what this series needs.
And here's the reason why. Right, yes, you can play advantage on it. Nothing wrong with the advantage. Obviously, he's going to block. But, obviously, if it goes out for a corner, you have to give the corner. However, you can still send them off. So I played the advantage. It was a
Can you?
Yeah, obviously... Yeah, you've seen fouls in FIFA. Oh, he smashed him, and then 20 minutes later, it'd be a yellow card for some random player.
Can I play devil's advocate?
I think it's a yellow. I know they say unsporting and you give yellow cards out, but you have to give the yellow card. It's a second yellow. It's a yellow card offence.
I'm playing devil's advocate because I haven't actually looked at the answer yet. Could you not say yes, you're playing the advantage, but as the goal line clearance is by the offender, could you not say that the advantage has then not been completed?
Depends how far. It depends how far
It
it's gone in the advantage.
I mean, with regard to the advantage, though, it's how you use it. I mean, the striker didn't need to chip him, thus giving the defender a chance to get back. If he'd have, I mean, obviously it depends on the situation. But if he smashes one in the top corner, defender's not going to stop that, is he? So
No.
It's a long advantage if he's chipping the goalkeeper. So
It's got a longer answer to match from Keith.
Right. I think.
So what are you saying, Craig?
I'm saying obviously you've got to keep the advantage going, which is fine. It's a hard one. You can do so. You can blow it straight away, and then no, because he's already made the clearance. No, right. For me, it is let him play the advantage.
Are you sure about this, Craig?
Yes, 100% no. Let him play the advantage. If it goes out for a corner, fine. Speak to the player, send him off because it was a second yellow card. It's a yellow card offence for the tackle. And thanks for coming.
Right, Dan, put us out of our misery. I know what you mean about the yellow card, but
so Charlie's playing on. Charlie's playing on with no action. Craig's playing on and then giving a red card afterwards.
100%.
The second yellow, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, it depends how bad the tackle is. You could give a straight red.
So let's put you out of your misery by confirming that you are both completely wrong.
Oh no! Is he going to give it?
Stop play.
Okay, he loves being centre of attention, Keith. I'm not happy with this.
Award
Right,
a penalty, Charlie. Award a penalty.
penalty?
And show the,
Was it in the area?
just in the area.
It? Oh,
Show a second yellow card, followed by a red.
Which was right.
For his reckless tackle. But this isn't great refereeing. We're getting told off again. I'm afraid we're going into this territory.
I wouldn't have done this in the first place.
It's a lot of negativity, isn't it? Right, so the reason we're being told off is because you've waited too long before making a decision. You should decide within 2 to 3 seconds whether or not to call back play for any offence. How can you do that on certain advantages? I don't know. But either way, in this instance, you should have whistled before the offender had made up the ground to clear the ball. So you mentioned about giving him a chance, but you could have stopped at that point.
But surely as a referee, you're not watching the offender. You've watched the man with the ball and the goalkeeper.
Well, Keith says the aim here. Keith says the aim is to avoid controversy.
The thing is,
that's ironic coming from him, isn't it? And his public messages on Twitter. But anyway.
God, to be honest, in that split, how fast is the player has to get up from a reckless tackle, the defender get up from a reckless tackle just to get on clear the ball to the bloody line?
I appreciate what he's saying, that we should be looking at the defender and, the moment he comes back into play, blow up. But, it's like as soon as a striker goes through one-on-one with a goalkeeper, you're then looking straight away for either a penalty or something like that, or handball out of the area, whatever it is. There's no way you're looking at the covering. Well, I know you are looking at the covering defender, but that's not your main focus, is it, in that split second of the situation?
Your main focus at the moment is if the goalkeeper is going to make contact with the
I was about to say, let's be honest, as a referee, my thought in that situation is going to be shit. I hope the goalkeeper doesn't bring him down because then I've got a decision to make. Do you know what I mean? And I'm sure that's maybe not the elite level, but any part referee, anytime there's a one-on-one, must be shitting themselves because there's the possibility of a potential penalty coming up here and then a sending off and the aggro that goes with that. So I can't see how you look at the defender.
See, that should be the bloody question. Defender makes a tackle, guy goes for on goal, keeper hacks him down. Who do you send off?
Well, I'll be honest. Going back to the original situation, I didn't think about giving the penalty. I wouldn't have brought it back.
Oh, I didn't hear that. It was
Keith's
actually,
obviously.
I didn't hear it was actually in the box. I thought he lobbed him from bloody outside the area.
Well,
Either way,
I didn't.
Keith has told us off.
What it does mean, because of both of your incompetence in the last question, is that
we had right answers in the long answer.
Well, yeah, but no.
Well, I was technically right.
We did. We played advantage, and then he gave a penalty. It's not really too. You can't get much more different than that.
You both just had a bollocking. You've both just had a bollock.
Send him off.
But the good news, Craig, is that you have won this episode by 2 points to 1.
He has.
And at least you gave different answers this time, which I do appreciate because it was starting to lose its integrity as a competition. It was just becoming two friends deliberate a refereeing decision.
It shows how smart we are.
I do feel like a little bit. My strategy in the previous episodes was to try and get one up and then hold the ball in the corner and just essentially copy Craig. And that's not a good way. That's not entertaining. And I apologise for that on behalf of the podcast.
So what you need to do is learn how to do hosting skills in one take, so you don't have to do those tactics.
Right.
However, we have finished. We have a winner in Craig Savage. If you did enjoy the episode, please do put a big thumbs up on the video. We do appreciate it. If you haven't already subscribed, we'll have regular content from this series, plenty of others as well. We've got a few more serious discussions coming up. We've got some more Football Manager stuff coming up, I'd imagine. And we'll have plenty of other bits going on as well. Hopefully, we'll actually go to a live football match at some point in the future. But either way, thank you again for watching, and hopefully we'll see you next week. Make sure you follow us on Twitter @HonestFootball3.